This is the 2020 Maserati Ghibli. Hello and welcome to Chasing the Apex. My name is Mario and today we're testing this 2020, yes, this is the latest model 2020 Maserati Ghibli. So unfortunately Jason's not going to have the opportunity to test this, but that's okay. I don't mind driving this. Granted, it's not a really sporty vehicle. No, it's not. It's not even a grand touring vehicle. I'm not quite sure what it is quite yet. I haven't had a chance to really drive this thing, but today, yes, we need to get it out on some twisty roads. This is Chasing the Apex, so we're going to find some apexes out there, I'm sure. The weather seems to be cooperating. Yes, it was raining earlier this morning, but I'll tell you what, I think the clouds are beginning to part. There should be some sunshine out there, so I think there's going to be an opportunity to find some apexes, a couple of them. But yeah, obviously this is not really a sporty vehicle. It really is a comfort-oriented vehicle. It's a four-door, it's heavy. This model is the base model. There are other trim levels, and you can see, I think they put the monikers here, and there's another one. They'll put a moniker on the tailgate over here. And the idea is that they can offer an all-wheel drive version, and they also offer a little more horsepower on the all-wheel drive version. If I recall correctly, this one has a twin turbo V6, and not sure when that started to come out. So the Ghibli in general, it's not a new line it's not a new model for Maserati. In fact, these were first introduced, the Ghiblis were first introduced in the mid-60s. And so there's some heritage in there. And this is what they've come up with now. It's an interesting vehicle, and I'm really eager to check it out. As a kid, I can always remember, hey, Maserati, you hear the word and you're thinking instantly, it's about racing, it's about Formula One, it's about a powerful engine, right? Burning gas and just having a lot of fun. The brakes on this one is lacking. The brakes are lacking. So with that heritage in mind, I do have high expectations for this vehicle. Now, I tried not to expose myself to too much in the media, but you know, there's definitely some opinions, shall we say, about this vehicle. And at any rate, maybe we can dispel a few of those. I don't know, but I am eager to get behind the wheel of this thing. So, what a good looking car. Maserati's definitely proud of their trident symbol, and you can see that throughout the vehicle, in the interior, on the side, and the wheel caps. So the sun's coming out a little bit more, that's nice, but I did want to take an opportunity to give a little walk around. You know, I like this accent stuff here on the front fenders. Don't ask me why. You know, the chrome trim also, you know, I don't know why I like that stuff, but I do. It's just I don't know, it's appealing. I mean, sometimes when you have like all the chrome murdered out and you know it's all black, and I mean that has a look too, but you know, we're talking luxury here, and so I think that's all part of the deal. So right now the vehicle is locked, and I expect that when I grab this handle, it should just open right up. So let's see what happens. Okay, and it does. Awesome. So there you go. I like how the windows retract a little bit. I think any vehicle in this price range should be doing that. So again, without using the key fob, I should be able to lock, and it did. And okay, now that's a pet peeve of mine where it honked. Why? I don't like doing that. You know, like if I'm walking in a shopping center or something, I don't want to have cars honking at me. You know, honking means a certain thing to me, and honking shouldn't mean that you're just locking your car. So, okay, that's a negative. I do like the dual exhaust. I like the taillights. I believe these are LED taillights, so I think anything this day and age should be doing something like that. I think I'm walking around on top of the sun, so I'll swing back around this way. So, at any rate, you guys already know it's a 4-door. It's got the sunroof. Does have a nice mean stance. And I like, you know, the Trident front and center. So let's take a look inside this vehicle. I'm gonna come in on this side because the sun's really starting to beat down. So I guess that's good though, good for the roads. You know, as you can see, it really is a rather average interior. I'm not overly impressed with it, but it is, the fit and finish is good, but it's not just luxury, luxury, luxury upon luxury. And, you know, for instance, when you look at the dashboard and you look at the paneling and whatnot, it's all got leather on it. The steering wheel, it's got leather or some sort of imitation leather, but at least it's just not hard plastic. There's a couple hard plastic pieces here. The door panels that I think, well, this one's definitely plastic, but at least the door panels even have like a soft touch to it. So the steering wheel, yeah, not so impressive. If you notice over here, there's a couple of options that don't exist in this model or don't exist at all. All right, so we're in the cabin now, and I want to get on to a test drive. This vehicle is really, it's a touring vehicle at least. And I don't know how much of a driver's car this is going to be. Obviously, when you're driving, it's going to be, you're going to have that disconnected feel. It's really around comfort. Even when I first get in the vehicle, I mean, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, the floor pan is cushioned, and even the dead pedal, when I put my foot on it, it's cushioned also. So it has a flat rubber place to put my foot, but when I put pressure on it, I can feel it's insulated. So the car is literally insulated, but that's nice. You know, that's what you want when you're touring, when you're going 100 miles, 400 miles, you want comfort, and you want to be able to preserve your energy, to stay awake and not be worried about spending all of your energy trying to keep the vehicle on the road or having so much sensory input that your mind gets tired and you need breaks while you're driving. So I think it's a good touring vehicle at the very least. At any rate, let's get on the road. So first thing I'm going to do is start. It starts on the left-hand side over here. So foot on brake, get her started. And then, so it has a couple of modes. The steering wheel is electric, it moves for you. There's a little tilt control down here. I can telescope out and in. It's a little knob, it's not super intuitive. I went ahead and I did the presets here, so let's see. So it's already set up for where I'm at. Maserati has its software here. I'm gonna go ahead, click accept. Get the end user license agreement. So the seat does move down quite a bit. I couldn't imagine driving like this. If I was tall, I would need that. So 5'9", I'm bumped up a little bit. So there's definitely some range. The seatbelt thing is kind of hard to get in there. All right, parking brake. For some reason it doesn't push down. It's just like a pull up kind of thing for on and off. That's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put my sunglasses on if you guys don't mind. And then there's a little button release, obviously. So I'm gonna pull the button release. I'm in reverse. The parking sensors are telling me that everything is a mess, including the back doors open. So I guess that's good to have those couple of nannies. All right. So I'll go ahead and put her in reverse, and automatically the side mirrors dip down. I don't know if there's a way to get around that. I'm looking at the backup camera and I like it. So I'm not gonna hold the button. I'm just gonna, that's nice. I didn't have to use the button to get it out of reverse. But anyway, yeah, the backup camera, I think that's pretty cool. Apparently I'm going the wrong way here. The camera is wide. Sometimes you get those backup cameras, you're in a parking spot and you can't see what's to the left or to the right. So I like that. That's a bonus. Side mirrors. I think the side mirrors work well. I'm not really feeling like I have a blind spot, so I don't feel really compelled to, check over my shoulder, look, do that physical look over the blind spots, because this one doesn't have a side view camera. And so I'm doing the speed limit right now, and I have to say that it doesn't really, so it's in whatever mode is the standard mode, and it doesn't have a lot of oomph. So I don't know, we'll try the sport mode later, obviously. But as far as like get up and go and off the line, not feeling sporty yet. But at any rate, we just got started. And right here I have these roundabouts, and so I do get a little feeling on the steering. I couldn't imagine using two hands. I'm going to try it on this next roundabout. I've been driving with one hand. Let's see. It's got the steering wheel. It's got the thumb loops here, and but no place to put my regular fingers, the fingertips. That's a little odd. So I feel like my fingertips there's nowhere for them to go. All right, so yeah, there's no way I can make a turn, just a normal turn without really cranking the steering wheel. And we're going slow. I mean, we're talking like 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, so. Okay, and then so it just shut off on me. That's the fuel saver. And I noticed I stopped, and it didn't just shut off right away. Let's see how it does starting. Okay, not too bad. That's not very, very annoying. I've had some really annoying. As soon as the wheels stops spinning, it shuts off. This one kind of, it waited a second. And so that, you know, I like that. That's nice. And it might seem like I'm nitpicking, but when I'm thinking about a comfort car for myself, these are the things that I want to know. I want to know, like, if it has a feature, can I turn the dang thing off? Issues like that. And I feel like I'm warming up a little bit, so I'm looking at the temperatures. And it has the dual climate, so I'm going to tick this. So each one I just tick down. So I have to... So we're going to try a parking lot right here. And at any rate, back to the dual climate. I think it's on auto. Okay. When I clicked it off of auto, it gave me a little indicator, but otherwise I can't really tell if the temperature control is on automatic or not. All right, let's try a parking spot here. Let's see. So I don't feel like I'm gonna land a rim on top of a curb. So even though I can't really see where the edge of the hood is at, I'm not, you know, navigating around the turns and worrying about keeping on my side and keeping space for other cars. I'm not overly concerned. So let's try this. Here's one where I actually whoops. Try to turn on top of a poor guy. So I don't really feel too nervous, you know? It's, like I said, I can't see the edge of the hood, but let's try a parking spot here. So let's see if I can get it in straight. So I'm gonna push forward, it won't let me go into, okay, there's reverse, I hit the button. Obviously the mirrors wanna move on me. Okay, and do that twice, that's not too bad. Let's see, and there's my annoying beeper. But you know what? That's not too bad. Okay, now I gotta put it in park. So there's a button, park, and then pull for the brake. There's a little indicator that it's on. There's no indicator here, so you gotta look there. And I guess I'm parked. It didn't shut off, so I can actually tell. So there's power down. All right. Might seem a little goofy to go through all that stuff, but you know, I think it did pretty good overall as far as like getting around town, because sometimes, especially in a sportier vehicle, you know, navigating isn't really so easy. And yeah, I'm pretty straight in here. So all right. Nannies aside, I think it did pretty good. So I drove a little bit on the freeway, and in general, it's decent, but I'll tell you what, the bumps and the swaying back and forth when I'm just doing simple maneuvers, it's a little excessive, I think. So done everything so far in what Maserati is calling normal mode. So I think comfort mode might also be synonymous. And so at any rate, that's kind of, everything is just supposed to have a plush feel. But it was a little too, I don't know, the bumps were too bumpy for as much body roll as I was getting. So I didn't quite understand the suspension. And I do believe there are suspension upgrades that you can get. If I've been on this road before, it's been many, many years ago. And so just wanted to try something different, something new. So I'm going to go in sport mode, and that's going to have the traction control off. And at any rate, we're going to get turned around and give it a try. So engine start and buckle up. And I think I'm in. Okay, so one other issue that I noticed, and I have up here on the vehicle info display, I have the tire pressure readings, and I tried to correct this before I got out of town, but the the air pumps weren't working. And so at any rate, the fronts are pretty well balanced within a couple pounds, but the rear, this rear right passenger tire is low. And I mean low and compared to the rear driver's side tire. So at any rate, just something to think about. I mean, it's not necessarily doing those Pirellis justice. So just thought I'd mention that. Let's get turned around here. Parking brake off, and come on. You know, and this one's not that difficult, but it's still, gosh, getting used to the electronic shifters, man. It's still not there yet. So sport mode, here we go. Now, sport mode, automatically traction control off. And so I don't know exactly what that means on a rear wheel drive versus all wheel drive system, as far as what that feels like. So we're traction control off. So automatically, what I'm feeling is a little bit on the acceleration, so the top of the throttle position is definitely more spontaneous. And when I was driving around town, that was kind of like a complaint of mine. So a little more responsive off the top of the throttle, and a little bit of water through here. So. By the way, there's a car nearby. The steering, I can't really tell yet. I think the steering is a little more responsive in the center. When I was on the freeway, the steering was just, it was like locked. Like I could just take my hands off and it would probably go straight for 3 miles, barring any bumps in the road or something. And let's see. Yeah, the brakes, I don't know, maybe the brakes aren't warm. Not feeling the bite that I did in normal mode. The bite was obvious. But it's not sliding. There was a little. Visibility is good out the side window. And I like the throttle. I like the throttle. Don't know about this traction control. Would have expected a little understeer right there. Didn't feel it, wasn't going too fast. Still don't feel like I can just keep 2 hands on the wheel. So there's definitely maybe too large of a steering wheel, or just simply the ratios are not correct. So I'm definitely having to move the steering wheel a lot. So the body roll has gone away a lot. I don't feel the body roll as much. I don't have the confidence, like that hairpin type stuff. I don't have the confidence, although I haven't really felt a lot of understeer yet. And that took quite a bit to get up to speed. Got my windows down. Sorry about that, guys. Got the windows down. So visibility's good though. I like the visibility. I'm really digging the mirrors. And I'm not sure what the wheelbase is on this thing. Yeah, the brakes on this one is lacking. The brakes are lacking. So got a vehicle coming up. So I don't know if I could heat up the brakes a little bit, or if getting them warm would make it worse. So not sure about that. So, you know, I'm gonna have to take back some of my earlier comments with respect to the sportiness of it, because for the amount of luxury, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, when I was driving around town and I would just, you know, I'm in normal mode and I would just simply take a right, it felt like the car was just, I mean, the car was just moving a lot. And here I am, I don't even know what tire pressure settings I should have. And it's, I don't know, it's, I can feel the road. I can feel it in an unexpected kind of way. And when I'm saying unexpected, I mean because when I was driving around town, it just started giving me a preconceived notion that this vehicle's just not gonna do it. And instead, it's, I mean, maybe the speed isn't as fast as I'm thinking we're going. Or let me rephrase that. Maybe I feel like I'm driving faster than I really am. But I do feel the road, so you can't fake that. I can feel the responsiveness. The only thing is maybe the ratios on the steering ratios. So let's see, just the negatives. I'm gonna say the steering. This is a handful with the steering. And then the other negative could possibly be, gosh, I don't know. I think probably just the steering wheel in general. So, all right, I'm gonna cut the video here, get my bearings. Wow, that was weird. The sound of the exhaust is weird. So at any rate, I'm gonna cut the video here. I'm getting my bearings. Like I said, I really don't even know where I'm at. And we'll shoot some more. So essentially what I did was, I just got turned around there. And then I remembered another negative. No place to store your sunglasses. That's my other negative. But there is a cool little tray for your cell phone here. That, I like this. So you can hook it up. There's no space to put the extra cable, so I don't know. At any rate, but it's working. I like the cell phone storage thing. I like this car. I'm gonna have to take some of my concern. I guess let me restate this. Some of my concerns are no longer concerns. This car, you know, it's pretty cool. But let's do some more driving, and let me get this thing out of here. I just got to take the brake off, and then so I need reverse. There's got to be a way to turn off the nannies. Oh, I do remember one thing when I was on the freeway. And so if you hit your turn signal and there's a car next to you, it'll let you know, and it's loud, and I can't turn it down. And like, I have the navigation hooked up with the system here, and it's loud and it's coming out the speaker, and I don't know how to control that. So I guess that's to be determined, the whole deal with what you can turn on and off. So I haven't got into those settings. I have played around with it a little bit, but I I don't know about that. I don't know about being able to turn those nannies on and off. So that's a big deal. So we're going the other way now, same roads. And this road goes for a while too, so hopefully I don't get in a wreck. It is very narrow. So still in sport mode, and I don't know if I'm actually getting the tires up to temperature or not. It's hard to say. The tire pressures are not fluctuating. So here's it on camera. Let's see how this does. So with no traction control, it really does feel planted. It's not giving me the illusion that it's just going to go flying and get out of control. And I was not expecting that. I really was expecting it to tell me something about, like, this isn't going to be possible. So it's a little weird with not being able to hold on to the steering wheel. So I'll have to get over that. I just have to shift it around. So, yeah, I mean, I have to say, it's very, don't know what's coming around this turn, so I'm really going to go slow. This, it's holding on. It's holding on okay. Let me see, get this seat adjusted. Can't go too fast on this road generally. I mean, generally this road is not a fast road, but you can see on certain turns and kind of put something to the test, like on this turn here. I just got some goes. So the brakes on that time, I wasn't going very deep, but that time I could feel the brakes a little. And generally on these types of roads, I mean, you're not really using the brakes anyway, but this is chasing the apex. So I gotta say, this car is, I don't know, I mean, it's not a little two-seater mid-engine. It's not that. But this morning when I started out with this vehicle, what I had in mind was, I'm gonna take a luxury car out and I'm going to have my hands full on a really twisty road. And that's not what I have here. It does have two purposes. I gotta say, I mean, this thing, because even when I put it through its course of, hey, we're gonna do something here, it still says, all right, we'll do that. We can accommodate you for this. And that's very interesting, because earlier I was in the parking lot of a store, and you know, I was able to navigate around, and now I'm out here on a twisty road. I can't really hear the road. I can't, but I can feel it, and I was not expecting that. It's just fun. This is actually fun. So that's the point I guess I was trying to get to, is that I was coming out here with the expectation, out here meaning to this twisty road where I'm going into sport mode. I was with the expectation that it was going to be a lot of work. And it's not that. It's not a lot of work. And it is a little bit of fun. It's not a two-seater, like I said, but this thing, it definitely, I mean, it definitely is. It's worthy of grand touring. And I mean, this thing, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little over ambitious, but I will say this. I don't think anybody that bashes this car has had the opportunity to give it a go. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there's people that have taken it on the track and they're like, oh, well, it's, you know, it can't handle and blah, blah, blah. But unless they're on like a little itty bitty, like, I don't know, like a go-kart track or something. I mean, because look at the road I'm on right now. Look at these turns. Look at this one. I mean, you can just lay into it and have some fun. It's a little hooligan type, but so anyway, back to the racetrack thing. I mean, most racetracks, the slowest turn is going to be, what, 50 miles an hour? You know? So that's not what I'm doing here. This isn't sweepers. I mean, where you have the tightest part is the infield through some S's. So this is a twisty road, and this car's doing it. It really is. I didn't think it would. Yeah, it's doing just fine. Look at this. I'm gonna come in here. I can see a little bit here. Just the steering. Okay, so there I did, when I was on the brakes, the suspension, I could feel it a little bit. And this isn't really a bumpy road. So there's that. But it does get around. I'm not. So overall, let's think about it. It's not overly luxurious. And so, I mean, I don't know what this car is. Is it sporty? Is it luxurious? It's cool looking. It's a Maserati. I think it deserves the Maserati label. I don't know why anybody would say it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I mean, geez. You know, I don't know what would happen if I had paddle shifters or something, but I guess, you know, this is just like automatic mode, so it's not really like a driving experience. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. So the filming, I think, is going to probably come to an end right here, but I do want to explain that the car in general is, I'm surprised. I'm definitely surprised. It's, you know, I don't know why I'm at a loss of words. The thing just really, it surprised me. I really am. Thank you for watching this episode of Chasing the Apex. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe. You can hit the bell icon, and then that'll give you notifications every time we publish, and we are publishing on Wednesdays now. And the other thing I wanted to mention was that it's important to us that you comment so that we understand, you know, if we get the feedback, then that's going to be helpful. But in order to comment, my understanding, you need to actually have a YouTube channel. So having an account isn't enough, and you actually need a channel. It doesn't mean you have to post videos, but at any rate, if you're wondering why you couldn't comment, or we in general, we encourage the comments. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. So at any rate, it's unfortunate Jason didn't have the opportunity, but we didn't want to miss the opportunity of putting this vehicle, this 2020 model Maserati Ghibli, that's a mouthful,